You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Steiner and you're listening to Mark of the Maker. This is episode 126 of the show, and this is the season 8 kickoff, which is totally crazy. We are coming to you with a little later start than I think any of us would have liked to, but hey, we're here and we're getting something out to you. We want to talk a little bit about a couple of different things, but let's make sure we have everybody here. I think we have the whole gang. We have Mr. Tom Crine.
Hey guys.
Oh, did you hear him lean into the mic with this radio voice? Tom's been practicing in the off season.
It was very intimate. I enjoyed it.
Yes. It made me tingly in funny places. We have Mr. Michael Birch.
Hey guys.
The breathy intro, I like it.
You're going to have to work harder on that.
Yeah. And we have Mr. Sean Kendrick.
That we're back.
Yeah, it's more like it. That's the kind of season 8 energy we're looking for. Cocaine.
Cocaine and fucking morning show DJs. It's Dirty Dan the Garbage Man in the morning.
What a combo. Okay. Season 8 kickoff. It's been a while, right?
Seems that way.
Pulled it up. It's like Christmas time since we put an episode out.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't intend to take a big long break. We usually take a little bit of a holiday break, but we tried to have one out in January. It just didn't exactly work out this time. What have you guys been doing since Christmas? A lot of water under the bridge since then.
Shouldn't we thank our sponsors and stuff?
Okay, let's do that first. Good idea.
Let's get the capitalism out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the capitalism out of the way. All right. Michael, you want to kick us off?
Yes. We want to thank Patreon, or the people on Patreon.
Maybe both.
Yeah, a little bit of both of that. It's been fantastic. Those of you that have gone on patreon.com and found us on there. That money helps us to ship stuff back and forth, the mics and things like that, and helps us out quite a bit, keeps the lights on here. You can reach us at patreon.com. Just look for Mark of the Maker.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, it means a lot.
It does. All right, Sean, you got something?
Yeah. Our good friends at Giant Mouse, and what good friends they truly are, as they gave us knives to give away in the Facebook group and on Patreon. If you were in the Facebook group, then you were able to get in and try to score one of their Nazcas, which is a fantastic knife. And if you were in our Patreon, then you were able to get with one of my personal favorites, the Bleecker. And man, love this knife. I mean, slim, discreet. I mean, just a solid, beautiful lined pocket knife.
Yep, real pretty one.
And didn't you say it was a little smaller than you had anticipated, Mark?
It is, yeah. Tom referred to it as a gentleman's folder. I think that's a good description. It's very slim and slim enough that when I took it out of the bag to take pictures, I was like, oh, damn. like it's a thin little guy and such a cool knife. I got to get one in carbon. But yes, it's a fantastic knife. I loved it.
Yeah, in my opinion, the carbon one's the business too. Yeah, and I was looking at the stats, and it's just a little under an 1/8 inch on the blade. So, I mean, that guy should disappear in your pocket.
Yes.
Thanks, you guys, for allowing us to do the giveaway. Super generous of you. We really appreciate you. And if you guys would, head over to Giant Mouse and check out what they got. You're not going to regret it. Super solid knives at a great fucking price.
Yep. And they've so for folks that aren't in the Facebook group or aren't Patreon supporters, you might have not known that we were giving away a couple of knives thanks to the friends at Giant Mouse, but we think we're going to do this again. Like we're going to do it like once a quarter, I think is the plan. So the next one will be, I think, in April-ish, May timeframe. So they said they want to do this as a regular thing with us, which we love, and we greatly appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, classy.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Tom?
I want to give a shout out to Josh over at Paladin 33. If you guys haven't checked out their stuff, I highly recommend it. I use one of their Outback XL bags quite often. I've gifted one to Jake. Jake, for when he's carrying, walking the dog, that's what I use mine for. It's an easy way to pack a concealed carry handgun and all the other gear that you need. Especially when walking dogs, you can put your little bags and stuff in there. But they make really solid gear. It's all made here in the U.S., and they're good guys. Check them out. They've also got a new one that's kind of cool. It's a Bewitterman Tiger Stripe. So if you're familiar, Andrew did the Poppies of War design, and now he's got a really cool tiger stripe, and it's actually horizontal instead of vertical, which is actually better. So yeah, check it out.
Nice. I think Sean and I have some tiger stripe stuff.
Oh yeah, it's the business, man.
Yep.
It's solid.
Yeah, so you can find them at Paladin, Paladin 33.com.
And on Instagram at Paladin_33.
Right. Josh is prolific, man, when it comes to social media posts. He is on the game.
On MySpace.
Do you think he's on MySpace?
Is that even still a thing?
He might have an AOL. No, we're just kidding. All right. Thanks, Josh, for your support. We appreciate you, man. And then our last one is ArizonaCustomKnives.com. So folks that have been around for a minute are very familiar with Arizona Custom Knives, are always at the shows, buying stuff up, selling stuff. They got a lot going on at Arizona. They have a massive inventory by anyone's stretch of the imagination. I don't remember how many knives Andrew told me they had over there, but it's in the many thousands. And they always have cool stuff. They just released stuff, I think, today, looks like. So there's a whole pile of knives on there. Bob T, some Strider Custom. There's a Loveless that just came on today. Sam Lurkin is on there. A Bogey, which is badass. Lee Williams, Kickstop, all kinds of cool shit. So go check out the folks at ArizonaCustomKnives.com. They sell stuff. They consign stuff. And they are a fantastic resource to go look at works from a maker. So you can actually do some little history digging over there, which we do a lot, just to give us an excuse to drool. But it's also super nice to be able to look over the history of a maker. Oh my God, I didn't even see this. There's a Cybert Bowie. Ooh. The new Frontier Bowie. Mother scratcher.
Yep.
2014, 10 years old. Historical piece for Shane. All right. Well, I'll get back to that while someone else is talking. If you go to Arizona Custom Knives, they gave us a free shipping code, so you can use code MarkOfTheMaker ! All as one word, and you'll get free shipping over there. So thanks, guys, for your support.
Yeah, we appreciate it, guys.
All right. So where was I? What have we been doing since Christmas time? A lot, I think. What about you, Tom? What have you had going on for the last, 3 months, 2 months?
I just took a bite of cookie.
That's what he's been doing.
Yeah. What have you been doing, Tom? I like cookie. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm good now.
Gulped it down.
Just staying busy in the shop, really. Last couple weeks I've been working on a new model, and I've got it prototyped. And
oh yeah.
Really happy with how it's turning out. And now, we're getting ready for Blade, Texas. It's literally in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Come on quick.
Yeah. I know Michael's getting ready for a show too, so that's it, man. Just keeping my head down and working in the shop mostly.
You know what Tom didn't mention? He's out there making me knives. Not for me, like Mark. He's making Tom knives.
Yeah. Well, I do think that's important for a couple reasons. I think it's good to use your stuff, and it's like I like knives a lot, so
Yeah.
oftentimes I can't buy stuff, so I make myself stuff. And so
Go.
this new bushcraft knife is actually one that I've really wanted to do for a while. I've designed it maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, but I've been thinking about it for a long time. And I don't know about you guys, but when I design stuff, oftentimes it's in my head for a long time, and I keep trying to get it on paper, and sometimes it doesn't work. You know, I know I'm getting closer, but it's not there yet. And I finally got it on paper where I was happy, and I made a pattern. And then when it was in my hand, I was like, oh, it needs these changes. So I added about 3/8 of an inch to the handle and changed a few lines, and I'm super happy with how it's turning out. So, but it's definitely a bushcraft knife geared around my thoughts on what a bushcraft knife should be. So it's definitely different profile.
Doesn't look like a typical bushcraft knife.
It's really geared towards wood carving, and I do quite a bit of wood carving. I do fish decoys, so I think wood carving is a really good way to learn how to use a knife and how to cut wood, especially, which is an important bushcraft task. So I feel like this is going to work really well, even though it's not the traditional look of a bushcraft knife. It's almost like a modern sharp finger type feel almost.
Yeah, I could see that.
It has like an upswept blade, but it's very thin. And I think it'll work really good, especially on like trout and panfish and stuff like that. Game, it should work good for that. So I think it's going to be really good.
Nice.
I'll put I haven't put a picture up in my group yet, but I'll put it up about the time this comes out, probably.
No, we got the sneak preview then. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, nobody's seen it. I mean, my family's seen it, and I've used it quite a bit already, but other than that, it's not been out.
Did you use it, and while the family is around, just say things out loud like, "This is me using my knife I made myself. Anyone noticed?"
No.
Somebody got a new knife.
Right.
Just saying.
Not sure who. Flash, flash.
I have made myself 3 knives already this year.
Yeah.
So kind of fun.
Look at you. What's that saying, Sean, about not tasting your own supply or something?
Oh, yeah. Never dip into your own supply.
Yeah.
There's bad times waiting to happen.
I'm cringing. I'm just teasing.
I'm grinding my teeth.
Good for you, Tom. Good for you. That's what I say.
Also, another big thing that we did is I've been telling Ben he needs to do a folder for quite a while. And probably 3 weeks ago, I took several days and we designed it. Ben designed it, but I helped with the geometry a little bit. He does not like to let me help him design stuff.
It's understandable.
Even though I feel like I make it better, it's like, it looks like my stuff then, so.
Tom's under duress right now. Ben's standing right behind him, shaking his head real slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't like me helping with any of his design work, so I don't.
Guy's got to have his own thing, man.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I'm totally down with it. There are things I do that make it easier, and I try to explain that to him. But he figures it out, and he's changed a few things.
Nice.
Like I've tried to tell him, but overall he's really kept his own like thumbprint, fingerprint look.
Yeah.
But we did prototype a folder. He did learn a lot, and we're working on getting parts off the mill, just like liners and stuff like that, so he can start making some more folders.
Awesome.
So
has he shown that publicly, or is this a leak of information?
It was in the group. I put it in the group, and he's shown some pictures, and he sold it. It's went to Galen Collins, I believe.
Nice. I was afraid I was going to have to edit all that out.
No.
I'll get a cease and desist in the mail from Ben.
Yeah. No, it's out. He just when we were starting, he just designed a little pocket cleaver, Japanese inspired pocket cleaver, and he just finished grinding it and brought it in. His grinding has gotten really good.
Yeah. Nice.
Attention to detail.
What about you, Sean? What have you been up to last couple months, man?
Man, pretty much the same thing as Tom, just keeping my head down, working, trying to live my best quiet life.
Right. Nose to the grindstone.
No drama. It's easy.
Yeah.
I got to say, no drama is a beautiful thing if you can swing it.
Dude, when you don't do nothing but fart around in the shop, watch some TV, read some books, and go to the grocery store, it's easy to keep your shit in line.
There you
Right.
go. There you go.
And it's just, I don't know about you, Sean, or Michael, but I love to be in the shop. It's like my happy place. Even if I'm not necessarily doing work, it's like, I like to be in here and just fart around.
Yeah. It's my place.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got the ownership of it. The shop feels solely yours,
Yeah.
Yeah. You been doing stuff with the school, Sean? Or
Yeah. New semester started. We're 4 weeks in, I guess.
oh wow.
Yeah, maybe coming up on 5. I know that next weekend is our. No, we got 2 more weeks after this one till spring break.
Nice. Are you going to Daytona?
Absolutely.
Get his tits out.
Right, I got to get them beads somehow.
Right. Sean's got a shipping container full of beads being delivered to the shop.
Damn straight.
What about you?
Semester's going pretty good, so.
Good. What are you
awesome.
teaching?
This is 124, so it would be kind of the 102 course.
Okay.
And it's let's see, applied machining is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our 114, which would be the 101 course, is introduction to machining or introduction to manufacturing. And then this is 124, and it's applied machining.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do they have like 100 series classes and stuff that are like the basic intro to that world or to mechanical stuff or?
With us, 114 is your
Is the
first
beginning.
semester, very most basic intro class.
Okay.
That's your first semester of manual machining, period.
Yeah.
And you start out manual. Sometimes we lump in. You'll be doing manual, but you'll also be taking a blueprinting and CAD/CAM course. But we try not to mix that up too much. We try to get a good, solid foundation of manual before we start letting you do any real CAM stuff.
Yeah. Got to understand how the chips get made first, right?
Yeah. Well, and then I teach a lot of metrology. We do have a metrology course, but generally I'm the first bit of metrology our students are going to get. And I'm basically showing them how to read a caliper and how to read a micrometer.
Do you ever refer to yourself as a metrologist?
No.
Oh,
No, Kane's a metrologist.
yeah, right. Exactly.
It's its own, it's its own
Yeah.
very specific thing.
Yeah.
And no, I am not a metrologist. Fuck, I'm barely a machinist.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Michael, what about you? What have you been up to? You got all kinds of little fiddly bits on the machine over there. You got your forge thing cooking. What's going on with you?
Everything and nothing at once, basically. The kids usually and the wife usually get a pretty long break. So there was a nice period where I realized I hadn't gone anywhere in 10 days, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like the old days. I dig this.
Yeah.
But then, school started and it all just kind of ramped right back up to 100%. But no, I've been trying to get some forging done. So I basically just got some dies I've got to make first. Then had some broken shit. Did some rebuild on my surface grinder. And then had massive air dryer problems, and that was just a shit show. So finally just ended up buying a damn Harbor Freight air dryer after not being able to figure it out after about, 3 or 4 weeks. So, and now, it's kind of the show is coming up, the New Orleans show. So I've just been busting ass. I mean, it's been just machining and going, making parts and pieces and surface grinding and everything as fast as I can. So I don't know, all the stuff I've been getting ready to do with the forging I haven't been able to do yet. So hopefully it doesn't turn into it's summer now.
Right. Surprise, it's 90 degrees. Get on the forge.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't 90 degrees now.
No,
it got real cold. Our snowpocalypse, quote unquote, ended up being 6 inches, not 12. So
Story of my life.
mm-hmm. And but cold as shit.
Yeah.
So
we're supposed to get in the negatives tonight.
Yeah, the kids are out again tomorrow. They've been out for a couple days, so they haven't minded that.
Yeah, we
Zach
below zero up here in Michigan for a while. Go ahead.
Yeah, Zach is teaching and he's out of school and he's like thinks that's pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we're actually they already set us on a 3-hour delay for tomorrow because we may get snow again tonight. And to be honest with you, if we do, I'm looking for them to just call it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got okay, this has turned into solid old guy coffee shop conversation, but
yeah,
we got a warm up coming,
boys.
boys.
We talked.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's supposed to be like 40 here on Monday, 40 and rain.
Woo.
Like that snow is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Put your short pants on.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I was working on a fixed blade too.
Oh, yeah.
I actually got that catted out, a 3D handle type of thing. I want to be able to basically contour the handle of the machine, grind it, have a pretty affordable fixed blade. I don't know what this year is going to bring as far as, finances, shit like that. So I want some diversity. I want it to have some things that are, a little more easier on the pocket and that I can make a little quicker. So that's going to be a focus after this show, is to try to get some of that stuff out there, which is tough because I've already got 3 or 4 other artsy type knives drawn up that I'll be like, ooh, I want to do that shit too.
Right.
But I really want to try to focus on getting more pieces out there, whether it be fixed blade or a me tech, which is basically just me making shit, but more efficiently with less bells and whistles.
Right.
So
trying to get yourself a catalog of material going.
Yeah, I don't have to. They don't have to have a million inlays or homemade screws or shit like that. It's okay. That's what I have to tell myself.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to make one-off screws for your MeTech?
I don't think that's going to happen, though. I do enjoy making the screws and the pivots.
I love it on your customs. I don't have that skill set, so
It makes me smile every time I turn on that old ass machine and little hydraulic thing comes down and does its thing. I'm just like, fuck, this is cool.
yeah, it's a beautiful machine.
Yeah, it really is. I dig it.
All right. Tom, you were asking a very stimulating question before we started.
Well, I mean, for us knife makers, and actually a lot of people I think listen to audiobooks, but I was just wondering if they were listening to anything good, and I was just looking for stuff to listen to. We spend a lot of time on our own heads, and the more time I listen to stuff and can stay out of my own head, it's probably better,
Yeah, I don't want
Rather
to
stay
think
on
my own
vacation.
thoughts.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What's that, Birch?
I don't want to think my own thoughts. That's super weird.
Well, yeah.
Chirping over your own business.
Uh-huh.
You definitely can go down some rabbit holes. And honestly, if I'm not listening to stuff, oftentimes I'll start going down a rabbit hole, and the next thing I know, I'm on the computer, and an hour later, I'm still on the computer. So it's like,
Yes.
listening to a book is very conducive to keeping me at the grinder, keeping me working, and just kind of let my hands do what they need to do, and my mind can just be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why DeRay fully supports Tom's Audible subscription.
100%.
Keep that boy at the grinder.
So what are you guys listening to or reading?
I'm going to tell you one that or a few that really got me caught up in. And I think I told you about these. Let me find this.
The last one I think you told me was Queen or something like that, and that was a crazy book.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a bit ago. The Queen by Nick Cutter. Yeah, Nick Cutter does some pretty body horror sort of stuff. It was good. I got into this weird book set called Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have recommended that.
Really?
Nick told me about that, and I was like, okay. I've done like, the lit RPG literature type stuff. There's some that's pretty funny. Kind of, it's not really my bag, but when it's done well, you're gonna enjoy it. And it's just fun. I end up listening to like 6 of them, like in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Then kind of went into a, psychological horror kind of thing. Library at Mount Char was fine. Super
That was
weird.
actually pretty good, right?
I expected more out of it. I don't know.
I felt like I don't know if it's a standalone or not, but I felt like they built a pretty good story for like jumping off on more.
Yeah, they could have, because they did spend a lot of time building this whole kind of weird world, and it was weird, which I was all for. And then
you don't understand what's going on.
The third act was just kind of dragged on. You're like, okay, all right.
Yeah,
if we're gonna get weird, let's go weird. Let's go all the way.
It kind of feels like they were building for a series almost.
Yeah,
but it was a cool world they built.
Yeah, but it didn't do a ton for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, some normal horror stuff. I like all that fun stuff. So
what else?
Yeah.
Anything else good?
I just finished Stolen Tongues. It was fine. But I think if you like Stolen Tongues, if that's kind of what you're digging, I would read The Call or The Watchers. But do not watch the movie because it sucked ass.
So is that by the same author?
No. The Watchers was by A.M. Shine. That was a M. Night Shyamalan produced movie, I think, or maybe one of his family members made it. It wasn't good.
But the book was good?
The book was really good.
Was it his daughter who did that one?
I think so. Yeah. But yeah, don't read the book. Listen to the book, whatever.
What's cool is that is a free book in Audible right now.
Yeah. The Call is a O'Gillian. That is a very Irish book, but both of those are sort of Irish lore. Kind of fun. They're very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
A couple to put on deck.
Oh, I got a million for you if you're all. I've been on quite a tear.
What about you?
What about you? Ooh.
Wow.
I don't know how to answer. I feel like the pretty girl at the dance.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with what I finished. So, man, first off, it's a book called This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. And it's horror, but I wouldn't say it's super scary, but it gives you a lot to think about generally the human condition and how we deal with loss, and it's just really good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I mean, the basic premise is this guy has basically a fucking possessed Alexa, And that really dumbs it down and doesn't do the book justice, but that's kind of the premise. But there's a lot more to it than that. And I highly recommend it. I enjoyed that book a lot. It left me with a little bit to chew on when I finished it.
That's not too long either.
No,
that was a
no,
Baker Reed's, right? Wasn't that one of his recommendations?
Whose?
Baker Reed's. I think I sent that to you, Sean.
Man, I saw it. Jeff Blovelt's wife recommended it.
Okay.
Huh.
Which she's doing some writing of her own. I'm waiting for her first book to come out because it's got to do with gambling addiction and alcoholism, and it's horror.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm kind of interested in reading that one when it comes out.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said Baker Reed's because I've been watching his Instagram. And
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He has a lot of the good, dark stuff. Book.
Good like short reviews, and I like his Instagram page.
Yeah. The only
credit
thing
where credit's due, you did turn me onto the Baker Reed's guy, and no regrets there.
Yeah,
Super
good
solid
stuff.
follow.
For sure.
And then, man, just one of the most fun things I've happened upon is Titan Comics is redoing the Savage Sword of Conan kind of magazine style big comic. I don't know if any of you guys read Savage Sword of Conan back in the day, but it wasn't regular comic size. It was larger. It was like newsstand magazine size, and you generally had 3 to 4 stories in it, and you had an ongoing serial that would go across 3, 4, 5, maybe more issues, and then kind of standalone adventures in the book. And Titan Comics has started doing that title again, and it is just fucking excellent. I enjoy it disproportionately to what it is, I guess.
So is that it's actually a comic book that you're getting like off of Amazon or somewhere?
I'm getting the digital version.
Okay.
You just download it to your Kindle, and then you flip through the pages just like you're reading a comic.
Yeah, I was going to ask that if you're
That's
get
bad.
physical copies or digital.
And there's the part of me that's like, I would love to have the physical copies,
Yeah.
but my library is huge anyway, and I'm a hoarder, and I'm just the digital version works wonderfully.
Know
And it keeps me
thyself, they say.
It keeps me from having yet another
Yes.
stack of some kind of periodical laying around the house.
Yeah.
But man, it is so much fun. It completely captures the vibe that book had in the fucking mid 80s, late 80s. It's unapologetic about being what it is. I mean, it knows what it is, and it embraces it to the fucking fullest. The guy who's doing the primary story arc right now totally gets what that title should be about and what the comic version of Conan the Cimmerian was all about. Because, dude, it's violence and bloodshed and women and triumph and heartache. And like I said, I enjoy it disproportionately. The next issue is coming out this month. It only comes out every 3 months. Or is it every 2? It's every 2 or 3 months. But, I pre-purchase it every time, and I just bide my time till it comes out. And like 2 weeks before, I'm like checking Amazon every day. Oh, yeah, it's coming out soon.
Did you ever read the original Howard and Carried On to Sprague de Camp and all that stuff? All those books?
I have actually, Kane, let's see, probably 4 or 5 Christmases ago. To answer your question short, yes, I have. But 4 or 5 Christmases ago, Kane got me this really, really nice, the Complete Conan collection. And it's a faux leather bound, illustrated. It's got the silk ribbon bookmark. Just a super, super nice edition. And I actually completely reread everything when he got me that.
How far does it go? Even to like the Jordan stuff, Robert Jordan?
No, it's only Robert Howard stuff.
But do you miss out on the cool covers? Because, man, that was half the fun was the...
Oh, well, yeah. Which, man,
It'd be nice if they
I
put
actually
the cover art on the inside.
I actually rabbit holed some of those old vintage paperbacks with the Frazetta art, and dude, those things go for fucking money.
Yeah, I bet.
I still have them.
My mom threw all mine away.
Mom,
heartbreak.
mine away.
Like
I
I had
collected.
a bunch too.
I love those. I collected all of them, but I could never finish Conan of the Isles. That one broke my heart.
I think Tom should show some respect. That's a graphic novel, Savage Sword of Conan.
Show respect. What do you mean? I'm down with comics, graphic novels, whatever.
But no, it's good. If you're a comic guy, grab it. If you're a Conan guy, definitely grab it.
How long?
If you're a
Sean?
Conan guy of a certain age, it is a no fucking brainer.
Yeah,
I
there
have
you
to check that out.
Dude, man, for $7, it's like $7 or $8 an issue.
How long are they, Sean? It's hard to tell with the Kindle copy, maybe.
There's usually 3 or 4 stories, and there'll usually be several pages of artwork by various guest artists.
Okay.
And then several times, like a short story, like a literary short story thrown in there.
Yeah.
And a couple times there's been poems.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's just great. And they always have top-notch artists.
Yeah.
The guest artists are always on point. And the regular artist, the guy who does a lot of the art, a dude named Roberto De La Torre, give that motherfucker a follow on Instagram. He is talented. He gets Conan. Dude, he understands Conan and illustrating Conan the way John Buscema understood illustrating Conan. And that's as high a praise as I can give to an artist in that genre.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sean sends me artist stuff on Instagram sometimes, and now Instagram is trained to show me stuff that when I open it, I'm like, "Oh, fuck, that's cool." And then I look, liked by Sean Kendrick. Damn, that son of a bitch has already been here. Damn it.
Dude, that's actually what I've tried to do with my Instagram. I'm trying to manipulate the goddamn algorithm so it's not just a goddamn doom scroll, but it's actually enriching my life a little bit.
Yes.
And I'm getting there.
You can tune that explore thing pretty well with that kind of stuff. What you click on or what it sits on your screen for a while.
Yep.
Sometimes you're going to the bathroom and you fuck up and you wait too long on something. And it's like, no, I didn't mean to. I was busy.
It's like I was revolted.
You fuckers.
Yes.
Mine's just all people that shouldn't be on anything. It's bad. It's a bad algorithm.
Bad algorithm. Bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was going to mention, if you do have Audible, the 4 Monkeys Killer series by J.D. Barker's on. It's free on there. It's a good series.
Awesome.
It's not for the faint of heart, but it's good.
I'm pulling it up right now.
What about 40K stuff, Sean? Have you been digging more into that further?
Oh.
I guess you've gone pretty deep already, but
Oh, yeah, but dude, it's an ongoing thing. I just literally pre-ordered a new piece that's coming out Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, the one I pre-ordered is called Interceptor City, and it's a follow-up to a book from like 12 years ago called Double Eagle, and it's
Okay.
aerial combat.
Oh, nice.
And dude, the Double Eagle book, like the dogfights in it, I would have to quit reading about 20 or 30 minutes before it was time for me to go to bed because it would get my heart rate up.
Yeah.
I mean, super well done aerial combat stuff.
Do you ever do like the figurine stuff? You ever? Because that pops up
King
on mine
paints
every
them. I
once in a while.
don't.
I see them, like the people that paint. I see that pop up every once in a while. It's a lot of 40K stuff.
Some of those
yeah.
people are really talented.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The way I've been reading lately is I'll do a 40K and then I'll have a 40K palette cleanser. And I've been kind of switch hitting between 40K and the First Law series. And right now I'm into the second book in the Age of Madness trilogy, The Trouble with Peace. And after that, I've only got one more book to go, and I'll have all the First Law books read.
They're really good.
Oh, God, they're so fucking good, man. Joe Abercrombie really knows how to create character. He knows how to get you invested in them and create these really believable, really flawed human beings.
Yeah, you like the very flawed characters become your favorite. It's like it's his ability is amazing.
It is, dude. I mean, he's a master. I mean, fuck, Laffer compared him to Charles Dickens, for what that's worth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, the First Law series. I mean, any of you folks listening to this, if you like the swords and sorcery type fantasy stuff, this is a no-brainer. It is fucking exceptional.
Why does the title The Trouble with Peace, why does that sound familiar?
Dude, it's probably a quote.
Okay.
He does that a lot. He grabs historical quotes and uses them.
Okay.
Because, let's see, the third book in the First Law is called The Last Argument of Kings. And that's actually something Napoleon had engraved on one of his largest cannons.
Ah, okay. Okay. Historical references, basically. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Are we done with book talk, book chat?
We probably should be.
Never done with book chat, but we're pausing for the moment.
MOTM book chat.
Yeah. Good stuff.
What's the plan? I always say it with some trepidation when I talk to knife makers about the plan. What's the plan for 2025? I'm just now getting used to writing 2025, by the way, when I write the date, and we're more than halfway through February.
Man,
I feel like, go ahead, Birch.
I'm going to say exactly what you're about to say. I know it's cliche and I know it's fucking every year it's some calendar, but I really don't know what the fuck happened to this year. I really don't. I mean, we're almost done with February.
Yeah.
And I really fucking don't know where it went. I had a lot of big plans to start on the fixed blades and have a bunch done by now. I haven't even got to do the program I wrote up last month.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like people give me personally a lot of credit that I have an actual plan or a schedule or any of that kind of shit. Because a lot of times it's just, and that may be why the year disappears. It's like, I just come in and I try to work on what's in front of me, a lot of time. And, I have some things I want to do and I sign up for some shows and next thing you know, the year's over.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like I walk in the night before, I'm like, what do I need to machine next? What makes sense next? And then while shit was down, I was preparing materials to put on machine because people don't know that's half the battle is getting shit ready. And then I'm just trying to knock them out. Trying to be as efficient as much as if that's running there, then I can go do this and work on that. And
as the resident oldest motherfucker on the show, I can say without hesitation that it only gets worse. Like the time goes by at a rate that is absolutely alarming.
This speeds up.
Yes.
What they call it, time dilation. You know, when you're 5 years old, you've got 5 years of reference. So
right.
1 year is, a lot of time.
Yeah.
At 47, that 1 year doesn't mean as much anymore.
Definitely not.
Kind of scary.
Yep.
Yeah. Disquieting.
Yes.
I turn 54 next month.
Yeah. Look at you, man.
It's crazy.
Yep. I turn 107 in July.
That's pretty sweet. That's a big number. Quite an accomplishment.
Yes. What about shows? It's always a controversial topic on our podcast. How many shows? Tom's usually got a plan about shows. Tom's usually has a plan that sort of multiplies.
Yeah. Well, right now I've got 5 shows this year is what's on the books. I'm doing all 3 of the Blade shows, which is Blade Texas, Blade Atlanta, and Blade West. I'm doing Kentucky, and I'm doing Billy's show. So that's what I've got planned.
Yeah.
I mean, I say I'm doing Billy's show. I'm going to Billy's show. I don't know that I'll have stuff for sale. I probably will maybe try to do something where I bring a few or something for Friday, but for the show, I'll just be hanging out, which is actually a nice thing.
Yeah, it's not bad if you get to do it.
I think Tom's going to be hanging out outside the Seaside Convention Center on Friday night with like a trench coat and a bunch of knives inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
That'd be a
Billy's
good
trying to get me to bring stuff, and I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
me.
So 5 shows. I predict it expands. I predict by the time we get to last episode of season 8, it's going to be more than 5.
We'll see.
What's the over under on 8?
I don't know that there's 8 shows that I want to go to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
used to do more, but I'm not doing New York right now. There's no USN show anymore, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah.
TKI is gone. So yeah.
We'll see. Maybe we'll do a Facebook group over under bet. I'll pick a number. Maybe that's how we'll do the next giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
What, Michael, what about you? What are you doing for shows for 25? Do you have a plan?
Right now, I've just got the one show.
The New Orleans?
Nylons?
Yeah, that's all I've got planned.
Yeah.
If I do another one, it'll probably be Billy's show.
Yeah.
But it kind of depends on if the family wants to go or not.
Right.
The aim is the other one I was going to do, but it's right when the kids go back to school and it's Harper's birthday weekend, so that's a no-no.
Yeah, no fly zone.
Mm-hmm. So it may just be this one, and if it is, I'm okay with that. I got way too much to do.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Amy wants to fly into Seattle this time. She goes, let's stay in Seattle and then we'll drive down for the show. Like,
it's a pretty coastline.
It is,
yeah.
But I'm like, do you know how far it is? I mean, it's like a haul, kind of.
But it's a fun drive.
Yeah.
Do Hurricane Ridge and Crescent Lake and then all the way down the coast.
Yeah.
That's the reason I want to do that one is because it's like a lot of you guys are going.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. I've seen you in person and I don't know how long.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Just fucking weird. So we'll see on that one. We were looking up places we haven't gone to yet. There's a couple.
Just a couple?
Yeah. We've hit it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot in the surrounding area that we didn't visit or hike or go check out.
Yep. Well, come hang out in Seattle with us. You didn't go to Seattle, did you?
We did not. And Abby really wants to see Seattle.
Yeah. I know how this goes. I've seen the movie before. It's just like her adventure van plan, which is we hop in an adventure van. She gets in the passenger seat with snacks and a blankie, and I drive to some wonderful places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what Seattle plan is all about. But I think that's probably what we'll do. We had a nice time doing that in Portland. We went a week early, stayed in Portland, went to the show for a week, hung out on the coast. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's pretty out there. Yeah, we really dug it.
Yeah. Are you doing any shows this year, Sean, you think?
Oh, I'll see Birch's one and raise him none.
Oh.
Ooh.
None?
Yeah, we kind of decided on that yesterday.
Wow.
Because I've been hoeing and humming around. And
you've been hoeing around?
Hoeing and humming. Hoeing and humming. Get your mind out the gutter.
Come on, Tom.
It surprised me. I didn't know what to,
I just wish I was a hoe.
I was in no way surprised, but continue, Sean.
Indeed. Yeah, goddamn, if you were surprised at this point, have you been paying attention?
So no shows.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Dang.
Like, this will be the first time, and God, dude, I can't remember how long.
Yeah.
But I think I might take my family on an actual vacation that don't involve me being an asshole for a day or two.
Hey, that's not a bad plan.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do the non-work related vacation. Got to be done.
And then hopefully, man, it'll be like a short respite or just sweet return.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean by that?
Yeah. I do.
Or you'll just be like, that was nice.
I am out forever.
Hey, man, it works for some other guys. We'll see if it works for me.
Sure does. Sure does. All right. So we talked about what we've done since we got together. We had literary chat, audio book chat, and then we talked about shows. Is there anything else we got to talk about in a season 8 kickoff before maybe we dip our toe somewhere else?
I don't think so.
So this next part of the show, I 100% blame on Tom.
Guilty as charged.
This is Tom's baby. Why don't you explain to the kids at home, Tom, what we're going to spend at least a few minutes talking about?
Well, if you like knives, which I do, and I find myself doing this almost daily, there's several different dealer sites that I pop on and I click through, hey, what have they added today? Because like Arizona Custom Knives, they add new knives like every day. They've got a little countdown clock till you can get your next fix. Nordic Knives has a new knife added section. Some of these other websites also do too. And right now is a great time to keep an eye on this stuff because there's some killer deals out there. And so my thought was, why don't we give a shout out to one or two of our favorite sites and some of the stuff that we've seen, let's, tell you what we think is cool.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is the market kind of blows right now for people selling. But if you're wanting to stay in the knife collecting for a while, you need to be buying if you can. If you can afford it, man, there's a lot of great deals to be had. And that's how you should be looking at it if you're planning on being a collector for quite a bit. Because there's some crazy stuff going for some pretty low prices. I mean...
Well, and it's stuff that you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the coolest part. I mean, if you're in a spot where you can buy in a market like this, it's 100% the time to buy. And I speak from experience.
And I always say, don't buy for investment purposes. Buy what you like. No. So no matter what, you're happy.
Yeah. I've said it a million times. Like if you could show not a single person what you just bought and you still want it, then that's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the point made about you're seeing pieces that maybe we haven't seen in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pieces coming out of collections, right? Emerging out of what are clearly some fairly deep collections are pretty cool, right? There's a lot of really cool shit showing up all of a sudden.
Really cool historical stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
And I think for the people that are about to change the channel, because we started talking about dealers, right? Should we talk about that for a minute too? Just the whole dealer thing, right? We've talked a bunch of times about how the dealers, love them or not, are an important part of the ecosystem. And, I think there's probably some advice to be given, right, for makers, especially newer makers. But it's not I think there's sometimes a perception that, the dealers are, trying to rip everyone off and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody that wins a lottery piece at a show, not anybody, I would guess the vast majority, I will say, from standing at very popular makers' tables for a number of years, a lot of people just are flipping stuff, whether they're a dealer or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
When times are hot. So I don't think that dealers are doing anything different than anybody else. Some people get mad. Oh, that dealer over there, or this dealer over here, they set the prices so high on those pieces. Well, guess what? Someone's either buying them for those numbers, or those numbers are coming down until people do buy them. That's the reality of it all, right?
They are a business. They're there to make money.
A lot of the dealers sell stuff on consignment, and they're not really in charge of the price that is on a consignment piece. So there's that also.
The complaint about Arizona, about once a month or maybe more, you'll see someone talk about that crazy price, and they're like, that's not their price.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some of the complaints, I just, it gets frustrating. And sometimes the folks complaining about dealers will also be the ones that turn to the dealers to sell a piece when they're not getting an immediate, like, someone grabbing it on the show floor. They'll go and be like, hey, do you want this? It's like you're using those people too. It's wild.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say right now, I feel dealers definitely have a place in the industry. I feel like some dealers are more reputable than others. So figure out who you want to work with, know who you're working with. I personally feel like they've saved my ass at shows before. So,
yeah,
early on in my career, when stuff didn't sell, I would reach out to Julie or Henry, and at Arizona, and they would pick up what didn't sell at the show.
Right.
They get a discount, on a lot of the stuff like that. It's part of doing business. It's an advertising cost. I've told Ben many times, hey, it's not necessarily a bad thing because you're actually look at it as advertising. You're accessing their customer list, which it's not an insignificant thing, right? It's
right.
If you do it calculated and know what you're doing, it can be a good thing. Can you get taken advantage of? Yeah, if you're not paying attention and not really doing your due diligence right. So we'll see.
Because they're going to try.
What's that?
Because they're going to try.
Well, yeah,
they're going to take as much as they can get from you.
Yeah, and I don't think that's not necessarily.
They're going to take as much as you're willing to give them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Again, I think like Michael said, makers, buyers, whatever, right? People need to remember it's a business. It's there to make money, right? So, I don't know that people always. I think there's a good portion of the customer side of life that doesn't understand the part that Tom just talked about, right? Where there's a maker who's a known maker, brings stuff to the show for whatever reason, shit happens, right? Not everything sells. And,
or you brought the wrong thing for this show.
Right. You read the room the wrong way or whatever, right? There's lots of different versions of that story. And in reality, the dealers are trying to, they're trying to make money, but they're also giving the makers a place to move stuff to, right? That ends up being visible. And I think to your point, Sean, your perspective on it seems really, really important, right? Don't get played.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, number one, don't let them sell you on this I'll get you exposure bullshit. Because what Tom said about you're using their customer base, to a lot of us, they're using our customer base.
Right.
That's how it was with me when I was doing business with dealers. They didn't bring anything to my fucking party. And then they would come at me with, well, Rick Hendra gives me a 40% discount. That's what I'd like from you. And I'm like, I'm already giving you a fucking 25% discount and I can sell all I can make.
Right.
40? Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, let me tell you, 40 is not a good, no, guys, try not to go 40.
Yeah.
That is not.
But that's apples and oranges right there.
100%.
Rick Hendra is production,
Yeah.
And they should have fucking known that and not came at me with that bullshit. And the two who did that, I never did business with again.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not that's not even like something we should consider, right? And it's and the percentage varies, right? So based on how easy it is for you to sell or them to sell, or if there's any markup or any of that stuff, is how all that works. And
yeah,
they will take as much as they can.
Yeah. And I will say there's been some dealers that like have said, oh, or I've done something on the idea that I want to use your large internet presence to reach out to more people than I can. That's what I consider that percentage to be a part of. And they turned and just sold it to someone that I had no idea about. It never popped up on a website.
Right.
Never did anything. I'm like, nope, that's not what this was for.
Yeah.
This was for me to get more exposure. I want more people to see my knives. I want to use that's the reason for this agreement of a percentage that I've done in the past. Now, to be fair, I haven't done it in quite some time, but I don't know. That was frustrating. And I had to be very vocal about that. I'm like, that's not how I could have just sold it to somebody else for what you did.
Right.
What was the point in that? It did not make sense. So you have to use your head. You have to use your voice too and say, this is what I think I'm worth, and this is what I think that percentage is worth.
Yep. It's a give and take. If
It
it's
is.
if it's a take and take, you're getting taken advantage of, right?
Yeah. But treat it like a business, and customers need to realize
Yes.
that they are a business. I've also had many customers come and tell me back in the day, I guess not many, but it's more than it should have been. Be like, oh, this is my grill. This is never getting sold, blah, blah, blah. And it flipped within 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah. Right.
Whereas
you literally can't let that hurt your feelings anymore. It's like,
no, I don't. I don't care. But it also means I'm not going to believe it when someone actually does come to me and say that when they actually do mean it. That's the sad part about that.
Right. Right.
And some of the same people would bitch about a dealer winning a lottery or whatever and put it on their site for a certain amount of money. Be like, they're doing the same thing, except they're upfront about it. So please don't. I don't know. The hypocrisy is what gets me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a business. They're upfront about being a business.
love them or hate them, they got some cool shit right now. So
They do. They have some cool shit.
I'm not
And
going to argue that point.
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Just don't get played. That's all. Whether you're a customer or a maker, right? It's like I said, give and take. As long as it's give and take and it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then don't. That's all there is to it.
Some of
And
those
know
guys
that you can't pay your fucking mortgage with exposure. And I'm
Right.
using air quotes there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those guys that people complain about the most are also some of the ones that have been the nicest, most generous to me and my family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
yeah, but you're Michael Burge.
shit.
Right. I heard the angels sing in the background when you said it.
Uh-huh.
I think that was like a prayer play.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. My bad.
Madonna reference. Who had that on their bingo card?
A Mark of the Maker Madonna reference. I don't know. That was a long shot at best.
We got it all.
That's right.
We
That's
cover
right.
bases, motherfucker.
Okay. Tom, you wanted to talk about a couple dealers that we wanted to mention, right?
Well, I thought it'd be cool if we, kind of pointed out a few cool knives we've seen recently.
That's what I did. I found a couple cool ones.
All right.
And give a shout out to the site that has them right now.
Right. Well, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Who's the actor that said that line in Caddyshack? Well,
Was that Brian
Judge
Doyle?
Smalls.
yeah.
Oh,
Ted
yeah,
Knight.
yeah.
Ted Knight.
Ted Knight. There you go. Thank you.
Well, there's been a whole lot of really cool Almar knives on Nordic Knives.
Oh, here we
recently.
Oh, where's this going?
Wow.
Here
This
comes a humble
motherfucker.
brag.
Yeah, exactly. What?
No,
Me?
no.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, come on, man.
This is the whole reason behind this episode.
Who's the hoe now, Tom?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was going to talk about a pretty cool sear knife I saw.
Sounds like this motherfucker's getting a kickback.
Yeah. How do you think he got that kukri?
All right, carry on with the pre-segue.
Yeah. This segment brought to you by Nordic Knives.
I didn't get a kickback, and I don't
So somebody
even.
who's getting a kickback would say, "Come on, buddy.
Yes, exactly.
Where's mine?
I don't-
I got to dip my beak."
I don't even
Gotta
see
dip
it on
my
their
beak if you're-
website anymore, which is crazy. So I can't even link to it. But I did pick up a really cool Almar, and I'm being dead serious. Like if you're into vintage knives, like there's an Almar Sear on here for $275. It's like
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
really cool stuff. I mean, a lot of the little hawks and I don't know, the old vintage Almar stuff is really cool. And they have one called, I think it's the Pathfinder, right? I really don't see it on their website right now.
Don't know.
But it's their kukri, and I was able to pick one up, and it's really cool. Are you guys familiar with their Smatchet? The Almar Smatchet?
I mean,
Yeah,
I like cool
man.
shit, right?
Right.
Did you just ask if Sean is familiar with their Smatchet? Have you listened to the show, Tom?
We've talked about it.
Well, they had one on Nordic recently, and it's really cool. But yeah,
That is really cool.
I would highly recommend just keeping an eye on. It seems like Nordic Knife is getting a lot of the vintage, like Almar, Gerber, some of that kind of stuff.
So
lot
our
of it.
wheelhouse,
Right.
the exact same thing we always talk about and always want.
Yeah, like the old Eagles. They've got a Gerber on there right now that's like mint, and that's the other crazy thing. The condition of these things right now is crazy.
I think
But-
we might have to edit this section out. I'm just saying.
Am I giving away our honey hole?
I think you might be.
They got some cool Hartsfields on there, and Rick Marchand's too.
Yeah.
Morseth. It's like crazy prices.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Did you get the kukri from Nordic?
I did.
Nice. Explains a lot.
But I don't see it on their website at all, though.
No, that is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I really like? Model 3103 Warrior.
Is
Yeah,
that the dagger?
Kind of a dagger, kind of like a rhino-y looking guy.
Oh, you're talking the
It's
Hobbit.
the Hobbit, dude.
Yeah, the Hobbit.
Yeah.
I've heard that there's some of those came back from Japan recently, maybe.
Really?
I can hook you up if you are interested.
Wow. Look at Tom throwing me the dealer talk. I got a guy.
It's not me. I'm not the dealer.
I got a
but
guy.
I know a guy.
I know a guy. He's got a Chevy Caprice behind the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, those are
Yeah, that is really cool.
Dude, the blacked out one you sent the link to.
Yeah.
was-
That's hot.
That's hot.
What is the Almar / Chris Reeve piece?
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Nope.
Oh, I'm looking right now. What are
I'm
we
gonna
talking about?
Send you a link on Nordic Knives.
Is it one of the sold out ones?
Of course.
I think so.
Whoa.
What is that?
Yeah.
So it's the one of
Oh,
the
it's a.
Chris.
They did a hollow handle one, a fixed blade.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't see it though. I'm not there yet, but they
I
did
just
that.
sent it.
Wow. Made in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
That is super cool.
I didn't know that even existed.
I
I
need-
just saw one for sale somewhere.
In that Almar
see
group.
No. What sucks is I used to have a whole bunch more Almar and I sold them.
check that out. That thing's got a modern Chris Reeve card with it.
That's funky.
It's
Somebody did the old.
somebody-
I lost my COA.
Did the authentication thing. Yeah.
I found
Wow.
the one I got.
Reissue date, December 4th, 2024. That's pretty cool. Huh.
Wonder what that thing went for.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, that's yours, Tom?
Yeah, that's the one I got.
So this whole thing for the kids at home was completely about Tom talking about his new kukri, just so they know.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was me buying a new kukri and thinking, oh, we need something to talk about on the show.
So
You sure it wasn't
is
so
the
you can claim
handle-
it as a business expense now?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
It is
that's what it just became, buddy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Tom's requesting a reimbursement from the
All
fund.
firearms are now tax deductions too.
is the handle comfy? Because it always seemed like it was a bit big for me.
It's comfortable. It's slick.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Is it like a rubberized thing?
No.
Oh, it's Zytel, so it's hard plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be fine if you use the lanyard, but I wouldn't want to use it without the lanyard.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not going to use it anyways. I mean,
no, I wouldn't.
It's got a
It's-
nice
it-
palm on it, but
it's literally in perfect shape, like never
like-
sharpened, never no scratches, nothing. So it's kind of cool.
the guard's got a nice patina too. Go ahead, Michael.
I'm going to pry the shield off next time I visit.
Yeah.
You can take the shield off the handle.
Yeah, man.
It's not cool.
They're usually lost. I'm just going to be like, hey, your
Right.
must have just fallen out.
Wow.
Weird.
Sorry about that, Tom.
One on each side.
Also, when you're not looking, he's going to use the sparking insert.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll have to use the DMT diamond sharpener that comes with it.
Yeah. I don't know that those came with it. Those were just in the pouch. I don't know what came with it, if anything. But
Maybe.
Arkansas whetstone.
Right?
yeah. I will say the Nordic Knives has a really nice Randall knife selection usually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is I have a folder in my browser that's called browser bookmarks called Randall. And it's got a bunch of Randall guys on it.
Although I just
Nordics
clicked and they've got less Randall knives than I've ever seen. Like it's usually they have a couple pages and they've got like a couple old vintage Randalls and that's about it.
They've got a Recat rolling lock
Ooh.
for $125.
Which one?
The Pioneer.
Is that the drop point?
It's not a great looking knife, but it's a cool piece of history.
I've got a Tanto, I know.
The Tanto
What is
would
it?
be
Is
a lot
it-
cooler.
Is it Round Eye and Recat? There it is, Round Eye Knife and Tool. I might have that one too. The cool one was the 5-finger one.
Mm-hmm.
That big ass one.
Yeah, wasn't that the pocket hobbit?
Yeah, I think maybe.
He's going to look for
He's
it.
disappeared into the throne of steel to attempt to retrieve something.
Oh, no, it wasn't the pocket hobbit. He's talking about the big one with the recurve.
Oh.
The Sifu.
Yeah, the seafood.
They did that one in D2, actually.
How did he hear that?
He's got a long ass cord.
I guess.
I bet the editing software is going to completely take out the sound of Tom rummaging around in the giant
I hope not.
pile of shit in the shop.
Sounds like my mom trying to find Tupperware in 1994.
I'll give interstitial feel while Tom fucking looks around. For you guys who don't know what Recat is, there used to be a company called Round Eye Knife and Tool, and they did some pretty cool stuff back in the day. And the knife Tom is thinking of is called the Sifu, and it is a really big fucking folding knife. Oh, dude, was
It had
it
five finger
and a-
grooves.
Yeah, 5-finger groove handle.
Sifu spelled SIFU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the blade was at least 5 inches, but I'm thinking it was more than 5 inches.
They were big as shit.
Okay, give me just a second. I think Google will tell me how big it was actually.
Man, these sears on, they're pretty clean.
For Nephilim, it had 5 fingers.
5 1/4.
Did you say the Nephilim?
Yeah, they have 6 fingers on their hands. So
What?
The angels?
well, like the giants, and
Yeah.
and like if you read when David kills Goliath, he had 6 fingers and 6 toes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible.
It's there.
5.25 inches.
Yeah.
And they have 2 on Arizona right now.
Yep.
One with an orange handle and then the classic black handle.
12 inches open. Shoo.
So if you want a pocket sword, there you go.
Yeah, that's a big ass knife.
For me, it never was a pretty knife, but it sure was cool.
Yeah.
And it's got
And
room
now-
for the 6th finger, so
Their
You're
version
good.
of the Hobbit Fixie is pretty nice too.
yeah.
Well, the 6th finger is your opposing thumb. So, I mean, there would only be 5 fingers.
2, 3, yeah. Oh, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got one of the carnivores
Yeah.
and one of the little Tantos. Recount was cool.
Yeah, they had some neat stuff. Like, dude, what got me with them is I always thought the Pocket Hobbit had so much more potential than what they did with it, but they had to kind of do it the way they were doing it because they actually did it double-edged.
Yeah.
So it had to look that way.
Right.
But
To get
just
it in the
The
handle.
handle.
Yeah.
the disproportionate blade to handle size just
It looks
it hurt
wild.
my heart just a little bit every time I looked at it.
Oh,
There-
it's the Recat Simonich. I knew I had a Recat. That's the one.
What is that? The Picouni?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, I might have that one too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nordic's always got a bunch of Winkler stuff too, or at least sometimes they have a lot of Winkler. Right now they have a shitload of Winkler stuff.
And pretty good prices on axes and pretty good selection.
Yeah. Yeah. R&D Compact is so fun. What a cool piece. So Nordic, that's one. That's one. Who else do we want to mention as interesting places with cool stuff popping up?
I'm gonna send
Arizona
you
for
one.
sure.
Arizona for sure. There's always crazy stuff.
Dude, all of everything I got's from Arizona because, I mean, obviously you get how I feel about dealers a little bit. I'm going to give them the shout out because they help us pay the bills.
This is one I picked just for Mark.
Oh yeah.
This is a trapper with mammoth ivory.
Yeah.
Is it Tabor or Tabor?
Tabor.
Tabor.
Dr. T.
On Arizona for $725.
Yeah.
I mean, holy hell.
Yeah.
I figured you were gonna call out the Jimmy Fikes knife on Arizona.
I didn't see it on there.
Hold
Well.
on. I was, and I've got a quick link to it if you give me just a second.
Wow.
There you go.
I've
Yeah, I
got-
saw that. And I was like, gosh, somebody's gonna mention that.
Oh, the Chinese, that you talking about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just linked it.
That's a pretty cool little knife,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that is really cool. Let's describe what that is for kids at home.
It's basically a Dao, Chinese Dao.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking for things that had, a price but I guess for that piece of history, $2,300 is pretty fucking cheap.
I think so.
Yeah. I
We
figured
did-
Mark was gonna call this one out.
And he didn't make that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
That Shane Siebert
Yeah, that's super cool.
tactical half breed.
What I like is the submersive prototype that he has on there. It's not exactly my handle jam, but I love that shape and the way the handle hits the blade. So cool.
Nothing to do with dealers. Did you see the knife that that Shane posted
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that Jody made for him? Jody Sampson.
Yeah.
That was a cool story.
That was awesome. That's a beautifully ground knife. Also,
You want to recount the story, Tom? Do you remember?
basically, it was a design that Shane came up with, and he was hanging out at the Benchmade shop back in the day, and I guess just hanging out with Jody and watching him work and hanging out. And Jody built him the knife, and he had a custom shoulder rig made, and I guess he carried it for a while, but it was a beautiful Tanto skeletonized design that was hollow ground top and bottom and just looked wicked badass like most of Shane's stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This was
Really-
like 94
really cool piece
or
of
something,
history.
right?
What's that?
He said
94, 92?
he said
Yeah.
he designed it around 90 or 91.
Oh,
And then he commissioned Jody to make it for him.
Isn't that crazy story? That's so cool.
It definitely looks like one of Shane's, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can see his design language from even then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, such a cool piece.
All right. Guys, bear with me. I'm getting ready to bombard you momentarily with some links.
Oh, boy.
But
Hit
I
us.
think you're really going to enjoy these. So talk amongst yourselves while you get the ding, ding, ding.
Popping off in your ears. That Fikes piece is interesting. I don't know that I've seen a ton of stuff that, certainly not Fikes, that has that file worked
No.
forward edge on the blade. That's really different.
No, if he did, it would have been, the collaboration pieces with Fog.
Yeah.
If they had any sort of stuff like that. His was usually pretty utilitarian.
Yeah.
That is a very wild piece from him.
No doubt. No doubt. Is that his usual mark?
Let's see. I didn't even look. It's on the backside. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, I guess
No.
on the back side, the right hand side of the knife.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
I've got a knife that I think Sean would approve of.
Yeah.
Found it on Arizona. I'll send a link right now. It is a Peter Bushop kukri.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's wicked cool.
I'm a big fan of his work, and this is just a kind of a cool little knife. It's not a very big one, 8-inch blade or so for a kukri, but it looks cool, and it's under $700. I mean, that seems like a cool addition to a collection.
Yeah, that's awful cool.
It's even got the lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Himalayan Imports Mini.
Which I have a little kukri like that with maybe an 8-inch blade, and it's surprisingly functional. Chops pretty good.
Yep. All right, Sean, tell us about the knives you're sending our way here.
Dude, I sent a smorgasbord of blackjack goodness.
No
So let's work our way through them in the order I sent. So first one I sent is called the Anaconda 2. And this is like blackjack's take on the classic Western Bowie.
Yeah.
And man, is it nice.
It is
you
cool.
know,
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
yeah. And then the Anaconda 1, which is the same thing, just a little bit smaller. And for you guys not familiar with the Western Bowie, it's a large kind of inwardly curving, slightly clip point, that classic Bowie shape.
Yeah.
The way blackjack executes, it's got a stainless guard, and I believe that's a rubberized handle.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's a rubberized handle with
I've
Corby
handled
bolts.
one.
And just a really, really great knife. What's the blade length? Yeah, 10-inch blade length on that motherfucker.
Yeah. Sheesh. That is a big ass Bowie.
Yeah, 21.4 ounces on the weight.
Chalky.
Yeah, that dude'll put in work. And then on the Anaconda 1, let's see what the blade difference is. It's got a 7.875 blade length. So, I mean, that's a difference. Yeah, and just only 14 ounces, so keeping it under a pound there.
Right. Huh.
Which I'd like to know how thick the stock is.
It says it in the description. 5/32 blade stock.
Okay.
Everybody's got a calculator spinning in their head. How many thousands is that? 7/32 on the Anaconda, right? So just a little less than an 8.
219.
Yeah. Huh. On the Anaconda 2. Yeah, those are cool. They were sold a long time ago, looks like.
Yeah, 2016. I was seeing these prices. I'm like,
Right.
that fucking tartan is one I was wanting since I was a kid.
Yeah, okay. The next link I sent to the guys is called the Tartan Dirk, and this is
Damn.
kind of a very an elongated coffin handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Almost a bow choppy handle.
If you've ever seen a blackjack knife, think blackjack handle.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can explain it.
Stainless guard, sleek double-edged dagger blade. It's a fucking dirk, man. I mean, it's the definition of.
It's so
that.
fucking rad.
You could put that in the Funkin' Wagnalls under the entry, and It would be all the description you would need for that definition.
It's got like
Pretty sure.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Atlantic Cutlery had a bunch of these blackjacks in their catalogs when I was a kid. And this is one I just lusted after.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
That Tartan Dirk looks like they ground it with a pretty small wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got our Anacondas covered. We've got the Tartan Dirk covered. Now, let me pitch this to you guys. See if you see where I'm coming from with this. On the Blackmore 2000 dagger, does that look kind of Bob T to you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
100%.
Like a whole lot.
Yep.
Like I would like to ask him, hey, did you design that?
Right. Yeah.
But just all integral, full tang piece. I think the handle, what's the handle on that? Is it micarta? Fiber. So like an FRN sort of handle with eyelets and, I think that guy's done in A2. If my memory serves correct, they don't state, but I believe from back in the day when I saw it, I believe that guy was done up in A2, which,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bonus in my book.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Blasted blade, kind of asymmetrical dagger, one side of the grind, it doesn't meet at your traditional, standard dagger, but it's a dagger grind, dagger style blade.
Almost like a long bayonet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good way to put it. And just a really, really sleek, good looking, slim piece.
Yeah.
Nice sheath too.
Yep. Yeah, that handle's shaped very much like the Queen Susan Bob T that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If he didn't design it, then it was Blackie Collins.
Oh, yeah, entirely possible.
Yeah.
And then last but not least on the links I sent to this Blackjack memory lane is the Assault Team 2, which is their take on the SOG Recon, or the SOG Bowie, I mean. And a fantastic take it is.
Yep.
Man.
4-finger groove, black
eBay.
G10 handle, solid steel butt cap. I think that the guard, it looks like it's G10 and stainless sandwiched together.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of a really nice touch.
Yeah, black G10 handle with an aluminum butt cap.
Is that aluminum? Okay.
It sure looks like the same steel as the blade, but interesting. They must have blasted it with some coarse ass blast media to get that dark for aluminum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, man, remember when, you would blast the piss out of G10 so you got that good cat-tonguey texture to it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if you're not blasting the living shit out of your G10, why are you even using G10?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I'm preaching to the choir. That's what we do here.
Blackjack made some really cool stuff. Do you remember the Maringer stuff that they made?
Oh, yeah.
Look what it.
Yeah, we talked about that stuff before, I think.
Oh, did you just send the Penga?
I did.
Yeah, they made some really crazy cool stuff. They made the Vorpal.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I always loved their the little trail guide they did in A2.
Yeah.
And the Mamba was a favorite.
The
I
Mamba.
loved the way they felt.
That was a Nick Rolfe favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he had one of those back in the day he carried.
Yep.
They're really cool. Yeah, the Vorpal sword.
Oh, there's one on eBay right now.
A Vorpal
New
sword?
old stock. Yeah, $750.
Wow.
They are not 175 like on the site though. From 2016.
Like they used to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are big too, man.
Yeah.
That is a bitchin' sword. I love everything about that.
Yeah.
God dang. That Mamba was another one that just drew me in.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah.
Those lines.
When I worked for Bob, Bob was making kydex for those. And we had, there were several of them in the shop, and I just fell in love with them. They felt so good, and a lot of really cool curves on them.
Yeah. Oh man, Tartan Dirk for only $449 on eBay.
$5.
$449.
$5.
Oh shit! You guys remember this one? Do you remember the Wasp?
Oh, yeah.
I think we talked about that before.
I'm sinning again.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, blackjack handle.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, right?
It's like a throwing knife handle is what it reminds me of from a shape perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully that's the end that hits you because it's like cushy plastic or rubber.
Chain ring bolt holding it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love the classics, dude.
Yeah, I do too. It's all the shit I
Classics
couldn't get
were
as a
great.
kid. That's what I want now.
It looks
Well,
like Birch as a kid
yeah.
sharpened that one.
It looks like someone's been doing some throwing on that one.
Maybe so.
Yeah, they're hitting butt first with it.
Yeah, the butt of the handle's all kind of tweaked.
How she throw.
Right. Memory lane.
So yeah, I would highly recommend that you guys check out your favorite dealers, see what they're posting on a daily basis.
Yeah, and like go to the dusty corners of the web and look around too, because there's a lot of surprise cool shit out there. Especially if you like old stuff.
Yeah.
And if you find some old shit, let us know.
Right. Hook your boys up.
Yeah.
Which I've got one more I want to throw out here. Once again, this is on Arizona. This one's actually available. And this was a new one to me. I hadn't heard of AGA Campalin. But, man, this is a great-looking traditional Italian stiletto.
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
Mm.
And it ain't a small dude. That's a 5-inch blade.
Yeah, that's a decent sized knife, isn't it?
Yeah, gorgeous handle, man. I love the shape of that handle. It's like a modified Coke bottle.
Yeah.
Call it
It
a
really
ketchup
is.
bottle.
Would you say, Michael?
I just said it really is.
Yeah.
Where's the comb, though?
Right. Huh.
This one is currently available on Arizona. It's by AGA Campalin. It's called the 11-inch Black Widow. And if you guys are into the traditional Italian stiletto thing, you got to check this out. This is a gorgeous specimen.
Yeah.
And once again, very interesting handle shape.
Yep.
Not the most traditional of Italian stiletto handle shapes, but it works. And it
looks pretty sexy.
Oh, very, very.
Yeah, they have a whole string of them.
Yeah, let's see, the brown recluse model they have that's pretty much, definition Italian stiletto.
Yeah.
You guys remember the Camillus Cuda Max 5.5?
Yep.
Yep.
I love those knives. I was not a huge fan of the designer, but those knives, I loved them. I carried one of those when I was working in the hospital for quite a while, just clipped inside my scrubs.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. They did some pretty cool stuff. Some of their little survivalist type, or I don't know what you'd call them, fighting knives, small ones, were pretty cool back in that same time frame.
Yeah, those Cuda Maxes were really well made. They did Camillus also did a Terrazula design.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he talked about that when we had him on.
Yeah,
Very nice.
cool stuff.
It feels like I should have a traditional Italian style stiletto in my collection, but I don't. Well, there's an opportunity, I think they call it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to send you one more link to the AGA Campalin knives. I'm digging this one the most, too.
I like the Diana model, Sean. It's like it reminds me of like a Texas toothpick style.
Well, it would seem great minds think alike. Check your
well.
fucking link I just said.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot
Super
better
pretty.
personally.
Oh yeah, that's
And I like the other one,
like
Navaja.
the
Yeah, there you go.
Navajo or whatever. The
What Tom just said.
Navaja.
what do you say? Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
Does it surprise you? I got a type.
Yes, exactly. Sean is a little bit predictable that way, but it's a great choice.
And dude, I like the old lever lock autos like that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real soft spot for them.
Yep.
Agree.
Kind of a thick boy.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it would be that thick, does it?
Mm-mm.
Seems like it has that real slim look like a toothpick, but it's not.
Girthy.
Yep. Girthy.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And those are on Arizona as well. Nice. All right. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? Or are we wrapping up?
Let's just spend all night on eBay, Arizona, and Nordic, and just look at shit we didn't have as kids.
I like the way how we subtly transitioned into a picks episode.
Yeah, right. Secret picks episode.
That's what I intended for it to be soon as Tom threw it out. I got my way in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. I like it.
Yep. Tom said, let's talk about dealer stuff. And Sean's like, fuck that. He immediately launched his plan to turn it into a picks episode.
I just like how Tom bought a knife and he sat there and goes, how can I have an whole episode?
Exactly.
That's not me talking about
that
this.
is not how this went down.
Totally centered on me, Tom crying.
No.
Yeah. Whatever, pal. We can read you like a book. And not some kind of trilogy, multi-part bullshit either. This is like a one-sentence book. Tom got a new fucking knife and he wants to talk about it.
Well, of course you want to talk about it.
Yeah,
but
who doesn't
that's
want to
not-
talk about a new knife?
Yeah.
That's why we do this. Okay. Well, unless you guys have something else, we're going to have to gather these pictures up and share them in the Facebook group since this turned into a Stealth Picks episode.
Yeah, I've got all my shit wrote down. I will have a visual companion pretty much ready to go when the episode drops. Believe that.
Yeah. We'll have to get Shane to share his picture.
I
We can
will
share it
not.
for him.
Well, hey, at least you're being honest about it.
I could say I would, but we know it's not true.
Well, you can at least share a pic of your leading lady that you started the whole thing with.
How about you don't, you can share anything but the Almar.
Yeah.
Fine.
Tom's going to take his ball and go home.
No, I found a ton of cool stuff.
You did. A lot of good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff.
And it's like every time I look every day, it's like, oh, that looks good too. Must resist.
Yeah.
Why? I try not to look.
True, right?
Now I got to go buy up all those cybers before this comes out off of Arizona. Okay. Big thanks to our pals on Patreon. You guys are awesome. I hope the giveaway was fun. There was an awesome knife. We gave away a bleaker to our Patreon folks, and I did not like mailing it off. It was a very cool knife. I really wanted to keep it, but our one of our lucky patrons has that one, and then one of our Facebook group folks who's been actually in our first Facebook group for years was the winner of that one, which is also pretty cool.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I like it. So thanks for all of you for supporting us on Patreon and joining us in the Facebook group and sticking around for us to get off our ass and make season 8 get rolling. We're not sure if we're going to have an interview or a topical up next. People seem to like the topical episodes, and they're sometimes fun. We maybe have to come up with a new spin. But we also have a couple interviews kind of hanging there that we need to get lined up and on the show. So we'll work on that. And I don't know. I think that's it. Thanks everybody for listening.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We appreciate it.
We're back.